This meeting is being recorded.
Alright, so for today's class, I chose to play binaural beats for positive energy. When I was doing my healing and I was on bed rest for several months, I had binaural beats playing all the time as I just laid in bed. Just like with energy healing, the frequencies of the music come in. Here we go. Oh, am I sharing? I don't think I'm sharing. Hold on. I recorded, but I'm not sharing. There we go. Okay, cat. She's being so silly right now. Let me move. I had some stuff stacked in her corner. That's my thing stacking. And she was upset, so I moved it for her. All right, so welcome back to our final week of the 3-month Serenity Maven program. And let's just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and reset some sacred space. And you're invited to do the same using Chokurei, which is your symbol. Whoops. Chokurei or your Seiheki. Or your Hosan Seishonan if you want to bring that in as well, to bring some distance Reiki in. Right. And so this week we're going to be talking about continuing when you continue living a balanced wellness lifestyle. So I've been living this lifestyle the last 5 years. I will say I am not perfect by any means, but I am absolutely a different person than I was a month ago, from even the daily work that I do and processing things as I experience them. And I'm certainly so far away from who I was before I ever started my healing journey. And so while it's not a magic button or a magic wand to quickly change things in your life as far as what's around you, it helps you make those decisions, and each and every decision, as you check in and you get clarity on your decisions. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. As you make decisions through checking in and really, defining your core authentic beliefs, your life will begin to change around you. So it starts by changing on the inside, and then through those decisions, through those choices that you make when you're aligned, your life will start to evolve. Now, sometimes we'll make choices that will be like, oh my gosh, was that the right choice when we look back? But I can tell you that because I've done the work, that even if the outcome isn't necessarily what I wanted or what I thought it was going to be, I still can stand on trusting that I made the right decision at the time based off everything that I was doing. I know that I'm making choices in my life today based off what is the highest good of all and what is best for me and my life purpose. And that's not from a selfish standpoint. It's from a, hey, I'm here as a servant leader. And if I am making choices based off pleasing others, then I'm not going to be, showing up in my purpose, right? And so you're invited to continue living a balanced wellness lifestyle with these tools. Let's start today by bringing in a message. What I'm feeling is looking at actions is what's coming up. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the first one coming in is creating sacred space everywhere. The next one, I know some of you, I've been talking throughout the week, and connect with community is coming up. So if you have been feeling called to come into your community, whether it just be, relationships, friendships, community support, being a part of a community, personally and or professionally, that is coming up. And what's really important is if you have professional goals in your community, not to just show up with your professional side, right? To show up as you, as authentically you, making authentic connections, authentic networks, getting to know people, and then allowing people to get to know you too. And through that, there's going to be growth, not only for you personally, but growth for you in having like-minded people around you. So that is a beautiful message coming in. Let me pull in another card. So first action is creating sacred space everywhere. The next step is connecting with community, and let's see what the outcome is going to be. The outcome is going to be you aligning your actions. That's so important. If you're doing the work to, define your core authentic beliefs, and you're doing the work on the mindset, the next thing is aligning the actions, right? And so that is going to be the outcome of you connecting with community. It's going to be a lot easier for you to be aligned with your path when you're around others that have similar callings as you. I feel like there's one more card in here. Top of my crown is really zinging. Look at this. It's all about you deciding. And that's what you've been doing throughout this program, is really, dissecting that decision, right? So many times we make a choice and then we just focus on powering through. And this is really allowing and evolving. And I hope that this has been something different than what you have ever experienced. And I hope that you're having fun with the manifesting abilities that you have. Okay, let's go ahead and start. I decided that instead of setting up the Reiki table and doing a session on on Luna J in front of you guys tonight, I will end up recording, a 15-20 minute session, and I will send it out to you guys. I don't know the commitment date on that, but I do want you guys to see what that looks like to give someone an in-person session. And so I will work on that. And I know I can, if I do it separately, then I can have that as a piece of content that I can share in all the programs, rather than having it buried in here. So let's go ahead and start. Today, we're going to have fun. We are going to be doing distance Reiki on each other. So in class today, we have 3 of you guys. And so what I would like for each of you to do, and we're going to check in for the highest good at all. So just take a moment and check in with those that aren't in live with us, and let's just ask for their permission. And if they're open to receiving, that they'll receive the energy that you're sending out as well. So we'll set that intention. And the sage is getting to me tonight. And rather than you guys doing like a one-on-one session, what I would like for you to do is to send out healing to everybody in the class. You can include me in that as well. And then I'll be doing the same tonight. I feel like I have a tickle, like there's something in the back of my throat. All right. So let's go ahead and pull out our Reiki sheets. So if you have those with you for a treatment, it is the same, but I encourage you to just trust your intuition. So for example, if you feel like, oh, I'm just going to work on the heart space and I feel drawn to work on the crown, whatever you feel, you're invited to do that. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that, I'm not ready for that, by all means, do not push yourself. You can use the format that is in the cheat sheet of what steps to do, and you can go in order. But I encourage you to just really trust yourself, and that you do know. And here's the thing, like I did a session yesterday morning, and it had several sessions yesterday, but there was one in the morning where I just kept doubting myself. And I think it's so important for you guys to know that I still, because sometimes it just feels too easy. It's like, is this real? Like, it feels too easy. Like, how did I know that? How did I feel it was this spot, right? And it's okay to question it, but you're also invited to trust it at the same time, is to continue to trust it. All right, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to set the intention for us to do healing over the next 10 minutes. And do a quick time check. And let's go ahead and start. If you want to set some sacred space again, feel free to do that, but you don't have to since it was already done. But you do want to make sure that you ground yourself and that you send grounding out to others. If you feel like you don't know what you're doing, just imagine and pretend that you do. If you have an awareness that you're sending your own energy out, go ahead and Sit back and remembering that you're the straw and just letting this energy flow through you. Awesome. Okay, we have about another 5 minutes. Okay, one more minute. Awesome. Let's go ahead and disconnect. The energy feels amazing. Let's go ahead and bring out your personal affirmation. And let's use that 3 times. Now it's up to you. You did an affirmation at the beginning of the program, and then we worked on one more recently in the last class. And so you can use whichever one you feel drawn to use. Okay, if you're not quite done, we'll just give you another moment. After you're done saying your affirmation, just go ahead and bring in gratitude and allow the words that you just said to embody, for yourself to embody those words and them to vibrate into your cells, into your mind, into your spirit, into your body, into your emotions. Remembering that your healing and your self-care time is not to be rushed. It's all on spirit time. You live in a world where everything is rushed. And you don't have to be that way. You don't have to respond to that. Let's go ahead and bring out your wheel of balance. We're going to do two things today with the wheel of balance. We're going to do some free writing over the next 5 minutes. And you're invited to include in today's free writing clarity about what you've learned from this program. Not necessarily what you've learned in class, but maybe what you've learned applying it in your life. What tools you're taking with you, right? Not everything that's here may resonate with you. And so this will give you an opportunity to check in and see what tools you're taking with you. Maybe you're taking all of them, maybe just some. And the other focus is, how will it support you? How will the tools that you're taking forward and what you've learned over the last 3 months, how is this going to support you going forward? And you may be surprised what comes up when you do this exercise. So let's go ahead and start. All right. I kind of got in flow there and lost a little bit of track of time, but that kind of happens. So just trust the messages that are coming and flowing for you. You know, we just take a few minutes to do that. And so many times, you know, we question, do we have the time to do this? Do we have the time to do this? But you do. And I can tell you, like, I'm joining in every time you do this. I do this, you know, in my morning time. I do a lot of free writing because that's when I get the clarity that I need. And there were some many great things that just came up for me, so that I hope that the same is coming through for you as well. Now let's keep our wheel of balance out. And what we're going to do is you're going to go through your wheel of balance. And the first time you went through and you defined it and you gave it a score. Now today you could go through and redefine it too, but for the sake of time, we're going to just focus on the numbers. And so you're going to be checking in. So again, just placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your lower belly. Taking that nice breath. And just listening for that number that's coming up for you. Now remember, the rating on this is, if we look at finances, right? You may have a number of 8 come up, even if your bank account doesn't reflect $1 million in it, right? It's not how well your relationships are. It's not how perfect your personal environment is. It's how do you feel about your relationships? How do you feel about them? Maybe you put boundaries in place, and so maybe some of those relationships that you weren't feeling so hot about, maybe you're actually feeling better about them because you're able to trust that the boundaries that you have coming up for you are the ones that are going to help you. So again, maybe your personal environment, maybe you desire to have a completely different life and a different lifestyle in a different location, but how are you feeling in your location now when it comes to having the energy there and all of that? So let's just go ahead and go through. We're going to spend about 5 minutes here. So again, not too much time, but just checking in with each one. And then go ahead and write that number. And I also invite you to write the date so that you can see when you come back to this later. It's always good to have the dates on it. I found one the other day that didn't have a date on it. And I was a little disappointed because I was like, but so if you put the date on there, it'll help you reflect, because sometimes we'll find things, 3-4 years later and be able to just see how things have changed. After you finish your numbers, if anything comes up, any words, any phrases, any awareness, feel free to write those down as well. All right, go ahead and just spend another minute. All right, let's go ahead and for the rest of today's class, we're going to be covering, going over step 10, which is continuing living a balanced wellness lifestyle. So let's just take a moment to refresh and think about how far you've come over the last 3 months. And just reflect on that. Feel free to write down anything that comes up as well. And looking at how far you've come in your life overall, just overall throughout your whole life. Think about how far you have come, the journey that you have lived. And taking a moment to just appreciate yourself and show gratitude for yourself. Because it's not easy to put yourself first, especially when you are used to showing up for others. and putting yourself on the back burner. Let's just take a moment and look at all the things you've done in this program. You've connected to your intuition to define your core authentic beliefs. You've taken the time to look at all 8 core areas of your life. You've completed activities that have helped you with new intuitive awareness. And you've learned to heal yourself with Reiki and Reiki 2. We have gone through all of these beautiful workshops together with the program opening and the Reiki attunement. We focused on deciding, creating sacred space, connecting, setting intentions and living intentionally, grounding and centering. We got really good at being in the moment because we did that 2 weeks in a row. And we also worked on releasing the past or letting go, envisioning the future, trusting yourself with those heart-to-heart connections, and continuing to live a balanced wellness lifestyle and reviewing your progress. And then we're going to be closing out tonight with a closing ceremony. As we were doing the distance Reiki, it was a really amazing experience that I just had with each one of you. And even those who are not here right now that are going to catch the replay, as well as those who have come through the 6-month program. And it was this amazing healing of what happens when our energy comes together and that we can take flight together. And there was like a fire burning, and I saw bound hands, and the binding that was around the hands were being taken off so that we can show up in this lifetime as the healers that we are. There's more out there for you. This is just a stepping stone. And there is so much more. There are many communities waiting to feel your vibration, to feel your energy, because what you are vibrating at, they are seeking. And so know that whether you're showing up in your life, whether it's even just, running to the market, running to the bakery, or doing something small like that, or whether you open up a professional practice or you help people in your community, know that you are being guided further into your path. Healing your inner child is essential because, as you know, you'll heal as you heal yourself, your family will heal. So just taking a moment to even, have to your awareness, ask for your intuitive knowing to bring to your awareness the effects that the work you're doing is having for your family, whether it be in your immediate home or whether it even be ancestors who have passed on, or even generations backwards and forwards that are here on this earth. You're invited to take a moment and ask for clarity on what those lifetime and generational patterns and cycles that are being broken, whether they've already been broken or whether you're continuing to work on those. You're invited to just ask for that clarity, because you may be hearing more than what you may consciously be aware of. So just a reminder that thriving is a state of being, right? For many of us that have clutter or chaos or things like that happening around our lives or in our lives, it's easy to look on the outside and to apply judgment. But remembering you're doing the work, you're taking the time to work on the inside. And sometimes when we're focused on the inside, the things around us may not look as clear as the inside. But this is your time to do your work. You will get to that time where you are clearing your space and aligning that with what you're working on the inside. And just a reminder of what those ingredients are for thriving. It's balanced wellness of body, mind, and spirit. It is alignment of your core beliefs, your mindsets, and your mindset and your actions. Then it is healing your inner child. And the preparation for this is creating sacred space, doing the daily self-care, the daily affirmations. And just a reminder from Lisa Nichols, serving from your saucer and not your cup. Right? In order to do that, you have to fill your cup first. The healing phases starts with cleansing and then re-energizing, changing current life patterns and family patterns, changing past life and ancestral patterns, and manifesting in alignment with your best self. If you are trying to manifest or create something as you move along your journey and you feel like you're struggling, it's important to go back through 1 through 4 and check in, right? Do you need to clear, re-energize? Do you need to work on current life and family patterns? Do you need to work on past life and ancestral patterns? What is it that is coming up for you? That will be important for the rest of your life. It may become different, but you are human. You are a spiritual being having a human experience in a human body. And so that's where it's really important to be gentle, to be curious and open with yourself as you continue to show up for yourself and for others. We've learned about the steps, right? Deciding, creating a sacred space, connecting, the importance of intention. The importance of intention. If you're having a hard time surrendering and letting go, did you set your intention, right? Going back and checking on that. Because if you're going, maybe there hasn't been an intention set, because it's a lot easier to let go when that intention is set. Centered, focused, and grounded. So important. Living in the moment. Living in the moment. It might start small. You might have an easier time doing this as you move forward. Releasing that past, envisioning the future, and trusting yourself. Let's take a look at the activities that you've completed over the last 3 months. And these are evergreen, meaning you can come back to this at any point in time. That inventory time, you could do that in your daily self-care, right? Whatever, these are tools for you to use as you need them. So that inventory time, working through resistance, connecting to your core authentic beliefs, getting real with yourself, creating sacred space at work, creating sacred space at home. And I put that on there twice, and that's okay. Today I was so proud of myself. I'm like, I did a really good job with my presentation. But yeah, there's still something there, and that's okay. It's not going to change the outcome of what you walk away with today. Number 7 is setting sacred space everywhere. And you learned how to just set it now, right? Like setting sacred space now. You learned about cutting cords, about your awareness level, intentional living, connected free writing, grounding and centering, envisioning your future and best self, identifying fears and blocks. And today we're going to do 2 more activities, which is the difference between your intuition and your fears, and then being happy, balanced, and authentic. So one of those things that you may have been looking at throughout this 3 months, or you may have just set the intention to come back to it later, knowing that that intention is everything, right? Let's take a look at your non-negotiables and priorities. Go ahead and pull those out. This was from the first workshop that we did. So if you're going back to your notes, it will be from that first week. And you're invited to just check in with them. Are these still aligned for you? Do they need to shift? How did setting these non-negotiables and priorities for your life make a difference? If you're like, oh man, I totally forgot about this and I haven't been living my life based off this, that's okay too. Check in and see what is the resistance to that. If you are managing a home with a life partner or spouse, have you shared these non-negotiables and priorities with them? And if not, check in with yourself on why. And there's no judgment on that. It's just a matter of you taking the time to see what's coming up. So let's look at that 3-month plan that you created during the first week. Right? It was about you decided, you committed, and then there was the follow through. So you're invited to check in with the balance in your life. Check in with your non-negotiables and priorities. We actually just did that together on the prior page. Check in with your daily routine, the one that you've created that is essential for you, whether you put it into place or not. Checking in with that. I hope that you have put that into place. And checking in with your awareness of the importance of moon energy, even the sun, and the universe, and all the planets, and just how that is affecting you. And when we first did this, step 5 was for you to set your daily reminder for you to do your self-care. And so you're invited to just make sure that that is set so that you can continue to do that. And, let's look at your commitment over the last 3 months and even commit for the next 3 months, right? We're in December, we have January, we have February. So many people are putting things off right now and waiting for January to do New Year's resolutions. I invite you to make that a way of the old, that you do not need to join in with that energy, because a lot of what happens with the New Year's resolutions is it's just people start and then they stop. And so you're invited to just continue doing what you're doing, to continue to commit to yourself with the daily self-care, affirmations, living in the moment, healing your inner child, connecting with community, creating balanced wellness, and achieving target well-being, and amplifying. Let me share with you what I mean by amplifying. You're invited to level up your own support by learning new or additional alternative and complementary practices, whether they be additional Reiki courses, crystal healing, guided imagery, hypnotherapy, EFT, EERT, emotional energetic releasing technique, and more. Follow your own heart and your own intuition. So I'm going to share with you this message that I channeled when I was writing this book, and so I want to share it with you. Here is a divinely timed intuitive message just for you, for right now, and every time you need it. You are the light of the world, and you are so needed, and everything you have been through up until now has prepared you for this very moment, an opportunity to shine even brighter. All throughout each and every single day, you have a choice to take authentic action. Each choice is an opportunity to fall back on old habits and behaviors that you've created as a way of surviving and coping and just getting by. Or you can choose to live purposefully, intentionally. To live knowing that no matter what happens or what others think, that you have made the choice to do what is right for you. What regrets do you have? The time you followed your initial gut instinct, or the times you overrode that? When you look back over your lifetime up to this point, those moments that led you to shame and guilt and sadness, anger and depression, are directly tied to those moments. Or perhaps you were prevented from your truth. Sometimes things are out of our control. Right? Not everything is something that we have been able to avoid. I have no other explanation I can accept in these situations other than we signed up for this lifetime and we knew the lessons. I've also heard that some situations in this lifetime were chosen. Others are a result of choices. You're invited, whether they're yours or others, remembering that. You're invited to check in when this comes up and ask your best self for the answers for you. Be aware of resistance. Resistance is when you know something is for you, but blocks are coming up, such as fears. You may catch yourself going on autopilot as a way to avoid what you know and want. Or maybe it's there to distract you from your path. Oh, this is funny. That's so funny. The right part of the slide is not what I intended for that to be, but that's okay. So activity number 16 is resistance versus knowing. So resistance is different than when something is not for you. When something is not for you, your intuition is strong. It's got a loving no. With your ego, thoughts are trying to convince you otherwise. So think about having negative thoughts, right? As opposed to feeling in your body a no, right? As opposed to feeling in your body fear. What do those different things feel like? We're going to do an activity in a moment to connect with that. When something, whether it's a situation, a person, a relationship, a place, home, travel, career, life purpose, anything is for you, you will know it. You will know. You can physically feel the difference in your body and where the feelings come from. And so let's take a moment now to check in and try it. This is going to surprise you or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to place one hand on our heart, one hand on our lower belly. Where your heart is, when people say follow your heart, that's why we put one hand on our heart. When people say follow your intuition, follow your wisdom, follow your trusting, right? You're going to put that other hand on the lower belly, the area below your belly button. Okay? Just take a moment and check in with your body. Allow anything to come up and out. And you're invited to pray or ask for a miracle healing to know what the next step for you is to take in a specific action in your life. So think of something in your life right now that maybe you've even spent the last couple of days thinking about, when you're like, okay, what am I going to do? I know I need to do something, but I don't necessarily know what it is. Maybe you have an idea what it is. Go ahead and bring that up. And when we put one hand on our heart and one hand on our belly, you're invited to like feel where that is coming up. If it's coming up in your heart space or it's coming up in your lower belly, know that that is following your heart and following your intuition, following that wisdom. If you feel it in the area where your solar plexus is, so the area below the breast and above the belly button, if you feel the energy that's holding you back coming in that space, know that those are fears. Okay, those are fears. If it's coming up in your head area and it's through thoughts and worry, know that those are fears. So you're doing awesome. How amazing is that you're trusting yourself so much now? Now, most important, we've talked about this even a couple times tonight, which is the most important part is to align your actions. So you may not be perfect according to your old standards, but you are surely being authentic as you allow divine timing of your own healing to unfold. You are ready to step up, to show up even bigger and bolder, and you have the tools to continue to up level as you continue to shine your bright light in this world. Those who may feel like you're leaving them behind on your journey are just behind you. They're watching you and they are needing you to show up for you. They are inspired by you, just as you are with those who have stepped up to the call before you. Think of all the times before this when you had an opportunity to say yes. You instead allowed the voice of negativity to hold you back. Or perhaps had opportunities to say no, and you allowed obligations or expectations of others to get in the way. This very moment, right now, is a gem opportunity of awareness and a time for you to be curious, for you to be gentle, and for you to be the real deal for yourself. I actually put the F word in here, so I'm just going to say it the way it came in, which is like, you are invited to be the real freaking deal for yourself, right? Like, you're looking for it in everybody else, but like, just allow yourself to be real. So did you hear me? Like, it's time to get real. Like, it's really time to get real. And I'm listening too. Deep, real truths, the shitty ones and all. No one else is going to do the work for you. No one else is going to show up for you the way that you must show up for yourself. And as a dutiful reminder, you are now responsible for stepping into action based on your awareness. It's time. Your future is now. You're creating your future in this very moment and in every moment. You're invited, if you have fears in your belly, you're invited to connect to those, knowing that you're safe, you're guided, you're protected, and you're loved. And asking for that clarity that you need to know. And you're invited to take your hand, your right hand, and put it on your solar plexus and that area. You can go ahead and put both hands on there and just really connect with that fear and ask it to speak to you. And ask your God of understanding, spirit, universe, life source energy, your angels, guides, ancestors. Ask them to give you a message of clarity, a message of hope. Awesome. Let's look at activity number 17. This may either be one of the easiest activities in the book, or it may be one of the most challenging ones. But activity number 17 is for you to be living, happy, balanced, and authentic, one decision at a time. Over the last 5 years, I have literally set every single year as being authentic. And it wasn't that I wasn't authentic the year before. It was that I knew I needed to show up more authentic, more real, especially for myself, right? Because our internal stories can limit us, right? So your final Serenity Maven activity is to go out into the world, to be you, to be love, and to shine bright like only you are uniquely meant to shine. Again, just a reminder that the activities here are timeless. If you have a copy of the book, great. Officially, as of yesterday, the new version, the new improved, professionally edited version is out there. I've added some content, I've shifted some things around. So like the introduction that has most of chapter 1 in it, it's in chapter 1 now, you know, all of those beautiful things. There's also some space that's been added for you to write in, so you can go and use that whenever you want. You have access to these videos, whether it's a year from now or whenever. If you're guided to come back to one, you're invited to do that. I do want to get some new awareness and feedback from you on the class, and I'd like to get it in the class so that you're in the moment. And so we'll do this in just a moment. But I want to come through and just send out some healing and set the intention for you to realize that you are an embodiment of love and light and kindness and generosity, integrity. Remembering that integrity is integration of spirit, mind, and body. And so that the work you're doing is to integrate and to align with integrity. Hey, Shaggy, it's not time yet. I know, you like know it's a closing ceremony, even though I'm not doing my normal thing. Or she just heard me tell you, be you, be love, Shaggy. She heard it. We're not done yet. I know, you heard it, but we're not done. So go lay down. Go lay down. It's okay. Bringing in this love energy in. Come here, Shaggy. Here, I'll let you out. I gotta do the closing ceremony. I gotta focus. I need you to go out. We're really not done. We're not done yet. Are you gonna go out? Go ahead. All right. So just go ahead and sit back and close your eyes. And imagine us sitting in a circle, holding hands. A fire burning in the center of us. The wood crackling as it burns, popping as it burns. The flames bringing in the fire energy. Imagine everyone's hearts sending energy to the fire, and the fire sending the love energy back to each and every single person sitting in the circle. And it's also sending that love up and out through the smoke that is going out into the universe. limitless love energy that's going out. You're invited to have an awareness of your feet on the ground below you. Imagine them barefoot and soaking up the energy from the dirt. Just dirt on the ground below you, connecting to the earth. So bringing in that earth energy. And now imagine a beautiful breeze coming in and flaming. That fire is flaming even brighter and bigger, crackling more from that wind coming in. And imagine rain falling from the sky around the circle, falling down upon you. You're invited to lift your face up and feel the raindrops falling on your face. And yet, that fire that is in the center of the circle is rain-free. Just enjoying this beautiful, miraculous moment. You're invited to open up your heart, mind, and spirit. To the knowledge and wisdom that you have access to from this lifetime and the lifetimes before. The wisdom that you have access to through connection to the universe, to all time, space, and dimensions. Walking up behind us, sitting in this circle, are a bunch of evergreen trees. And just imagine this tree has walked up to you and is behind you, supporting you, and you're invited to just lean back into it, placing your back against the tree trunk, this beautiful evergreen tree. Just imagine trees surrounding the circle and each one of us in the circle leaning against the tree, knowing how connected these trees are through their root systems. And asking to receive any awareness as you up level and elevate your vibration. Aligning your chakras with this beautiful energy of nature, of purity, of aligned energy. There are animals coming out of the trees, whether it be in the tree's limbs and branches, or whether it be peering out from behind the tree trunk. These animals are here to support you on your journey. Go ahead and look. There may be like 3 to 5 of them here for you. If you want to write them down, you can. You're going to want to look those up after class and see what those meanings of these animals are. If you hear something like a bird, Go ahead and ask for more clarity on the type of bird. Anything that you get just a partial message, say thank you and ask for more clarity. Remembering that there may even be ocean animals coming out behind the tree as well. Imagining all our angels and guides and ancestors coming into this beautiful circle above us. And look up around the top of your head. There's been a beautiful wreath crown made of beautiful plants and branches. Go ahead and take a look at your crown. What is it made of? Maybe you hear what it's made of. Maybe you see it. Maybe you can smell it. However this awareness is coming in for you, maybe it's just a knowing. Maybe it's a memory. Feel free to write it down as well. And go ahead and look in that crown for some crystals. And listen, see, hear, or know what those crystals are. Feel free to write them down. Maybe there's even some precious stones in there, whether they're in raw form or polished. And now just allowing yourself to feel this energy of love, of connection, of sisterhood, of safety, of knowing. Just sitting here for a moment, remembering that this is the feeling, that this is the space, that this is what you have been seeking to create, knowing that you have already created it. This energy of authenticity, of no hiding. This was created many lifetimes ago. It's just being reawakened. Now imagine yourself getting up from the circle and walking in to the door of your home and opening that door and allowing this energy from this beautiful circle to come into your home, into your space, for it to be like magical dust or glitter that falls off of your body anywhere and everywhere you go, sharing your beautiful essence. You're invited to walk into your kitchen and imagine yourself creating some beautiful herbal tea. Bringing up, allow yourself to see, hear, or know the herbs that are coming in for you. Awesome. And before we end, we're going to set the intention for your cells to vibrate with love and the energy of all these healing elements that have come up in this beautiful closing ceremony. Bringing peace, harmony, and connection into your body, mind, spirit, and emotions. Awesome. I'm going to go through and just do quick balancing. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a moment to look at the new awareness you have. This is for feedback to share with me, but this is also for you to just have more reflection and looking at what did you get out of the program? What were you most surprised by? And again, we're in this beautiful connected space, so really trusting your intuition of the awarenesses that are coming up for you. Has your life shifted at all? If it has, how? Would you recommend this program to others? And any suggestions for improvement? This is something that, we've had 5 groups in the 6-month program, and each time the program has evolved. And I hope to do the same with this. And so your candid and constructive feedback is really important. And maybe you even hear an intuitive message to share with me. I'm open to receiving that. So I'm just going to sit here, just spend a few moments. So I'm hearing on the, and I'm keep challenging myself, so I'm just going to share. On the part where it says, would you recommend this program to others? If you were to recommend it to others, like what would you say? You need this program because XYZ and whatever comes up. Please share that with me. so that I can have a better understanding of how others perceive the program as opposed to what I think it is, right? Oh, kitty. Ow! Oh, goodness. She's bit me. All right. I'm going to be mindful of your guys' time. I know you guys have made such a big commitment during this time, and I'm going to get Lady J to bed, and I'm sure you have little ones as well, if you have little ones in the home. And if you could send this to me just on Facebook Messenger is fine. If you want to send it via email, that's fine, whatever you're comfortable with. I really appreciate the feedback. All right, so let's go ahead and pull one final message before we go. And what I'm actually feeling, I'm going to pull some cards out of the Stop Burnout, the Balance Wellness deck, and then I'm going to pull a couple out of the other deck. So that first step is decide. Work through any resistance that comes up. And the outcome is going to be you making a difference. Let's get more clarity on you making a difference. They do want me to share with you these crystals that wanted to come in today. We have the labradorite moon. We have this beautiful prophecy stone, and it looks like the moon cycles on here. This came from Oracle Rocks. I have this beautiful, this reminds me of just beautiful crown. We have a desert rose. And we have this beautiful one that just reminds me of fire energy. I can't remember exactly what it is. But it is beautiful fire energy, this activation of passion coming in. Okay, I'm going to take a moment. Okay, the first thing coming up is 9 of Winter. And it is unfounded fear, focusing on the worst case scenario, allowing worry to grow out a proportion of the problem. So this is coming up as in the past, right? Let's pull up a present. And then let's pull up future when it comes to making a difference in the world. Maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, right? And it's okay. You're not late to anything. I heard that earlier too. But you're not late to anything. You are on your path. Right now, you're at a point in your life where you're walking away from dishonest associations. Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted is not the best choice for your happiness. Something that's not worth the effort. And let's look at the outcome. Look at this. High Priestess. Trusting your intuition. Careful reflection before taking action. Insights that come through meditation. I also heard insights that come through mediation. So I don't know if there's a third party that can come in and bring clarity for you, but that's what I'm hearing. And there's another one here, which is the dreamer. So the overall message is for you to embrace your true purpose and begin a new adventure. Trust yourself. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. When you guys show up here, it allows me to show up in my purpose, which is helping you to show up in your purpose and to heal the past so that you can do that bravely and boldly, intentionally, and enjoying the magic of it all, of how you don't have to do things the hard way anymore, right? So you are invited to go out into the world today, simply being you, simply being love, and allowing yourself to shine bright like only you are meant to shine. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can reach me at thetargetwellbeingcenter.com or the Serenity Maven at Gmail, or feel free to just message me on Facebook Messenger. Bye, you guys. Have an amazing night, and feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear more from you in the coming weeks and coming months. Bye, you guys. Have a great night.